OTF Global.
DL and Blek in the cab. Master Gas. Diesel in my bloodstream, night lights flash. East Coast soul, but we run that map fast. Reefer humming low, out of mile stacked tight. Tires hitting blacktop like a payday night. Snow on the windshield, thick on sight. Mount stroke curves, but we lean just right. Truck stop legends, move quiet in the ground. Road story heavy on a truck of mine. Let's go.
Ah, man, I was thinking about that show we did yesterday. That shit was the bomb.com, boy.
Yeah. That I think our audience with this, they love the debates about, because we always talk about different things and we always come up with these, these debates, no matter if it's from like sports or movies, actors, music. We always, but that's the reason why we're doing this show is to, to give our audience, which I think a lot of them will be truckers, but it's going to be people from all walks of life. So I think this providing that debate, we understand what the audience is going to engage in. So, and we do definitely want to hear y'all opinions on a lot of these things too, because
hell yeah,
we're not always right, or our opinions is just our opinions, so it just is what it is. But definitely want to hear from you guys.
I'm glad you mentioned truckers and trucking.
Oh shit. Y'all know this is an old grumpy motherfucker. He about to kick somebody. Let's hear it. Let's go. What happened? Cause this motherfucker. Listen, just for our audience, anytime he say, "I'm glad you brought that up," he about to dig somebody's shit. I'm glad you say that. Now I bet you mention it. That's it.
Yeah.
Right, let's hear it, DL.
Look, it ain't no motherfucking surprise that you and I both are rookies. We met at trucker school and then we got our CDLs within the same week.
Hold on, let me pause you right there real quick.
Yeah.
And this is for all my other than black truckers. Black truckers. We got to stop saying CDLs. We always throw an S on that motherfucker. I don't know why we do it.
No. Hold on, motherfucker. Because I used to teach. I said, we, you and I, that makes it plural. Our CDLs. What's that S? Because it's plural, motherfucker. Don't be trying to correct my ass.
Look,
Son of a bitch.
but I just saw a post yesterday and the girl was funny with this shit. You saw that post?
Yeah.
And there is CDLs at. She said, I don't know why y'all walk around with them headsets on as if they gonna take y'all CDLs if you don't get it. That shit was funny. But go ahead about your
So you got our CDLs.
We might got to come up with a segment called DL's Gripe. And that but go ahead.
So 2 things I want to talk about. First on my hit list is the motherfucking super truckers. Y'all might have heard them called as super truckers. Y'all might have heard of as truckers with experience, all that shit. Here's my bone to pick. I'm sitting in a motherfucking rest area for 2 motherfucking days, 50 motherfucking hours and 35 minutes. 35 motherfucking minutes. Because of snow. It's about 8 inches of snow. Okay, it's not a foot. No, it's not 3 feet. It's not 100 feet of snow. It's 8 inches, right? So I'm sitting there because I'm not driving in the shit. I'm not comfortable with it. I know some old school truckers and they said, man, don't never drive above your experience. When the winter come, man, take your time, stop if you need to. Not to mention, that's Prime's policy. If the weather is bad, stop. Don't drive in it.
I mean, it's common sense to me.
Yeah, it's common sense. So I get this motherfucker, and I wish it was a racial thing, but it wasn't. Right? It wasn't. It was a brother. The first one that commented was a black dude, older dude. I guess he's in my age group or whatever. He's been driving 35 years or something, he said. So he comes on talking about 8 inches of snow. That ain't nothing. You rookies need to learn how to drive in this shit, all this kind of stuff, man. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Here's my question to the audience. Put it down in the comment section. Were super truckers or experienced truckers, quote unquote, did they come out the womb knowing how to fucking drive? Or like they came out the womb with a baby Tucker truck in their hand. Right? So, or did they have to learn like the rest of us? Right? That's one question. Maybe, because my whole thing was, this female trucker came to my rescue. She like, man, don't even worry about these clowns, what they say and all that kind of stuff. And I said, I appreciate it. And I hit them with, most experienced drivers tell the rookies, take your time, don't drive above your experience. Don't worry about what nobody else said, because we all had to start somewhere. And I respect that. But I guess he wasn't one of them. Anyway, moving right on to the next thing. You four-wheelers. God damn it. God damn it.
You car driving
motherfuckers. You SUV driving motherfuckers. All y'all that are in anything smaller than a goddamn semi. Okay? Look at here. When you coming down a goddamn motherfucking lane to get on the motherfucking highway. Look at here. 9 times out of 10, the trucks are going to be in the far right lane. That's our lane. Why? Because we move slow. Some truckers move at a super rate. Trucks I drive can go no more faster than 65 miles per hour unless it's going downhill. All right? So I'm in that right lane because I don't want to impede traffic. But when I'm coming down, if you coming off a ramp to merge into my lane, either speed the fuck up or slow the fuck down, because guess what? I'm not doing either. My cruise control gonna keep a fucking moving. If you fucking get hit, that's not on me. State troopers will tell you that. Police will tell you that. Highway patrol will tell you that. If you hit me, that's your ass. I know you got children in the car. I got great-grandchildren, and I love them. Right? But my grandson drove semis too. And he knows how four-wheelers, a.k.a. roaches, because they scatter, yeah, be trying to act like they truckers. They jump in that lane and try to match the speed, and then gonna try to speed up and cut me off. You ain't no match. I ride motorcycles. Motorcycles are no match for a four-wheeler, right?
Just like a four-wheeler ain't no match for no damn semi-truck.
Just like a four-wheeler ain't no match for no.
All right, while we on that, let me because this one I always say, but I hate this shit. Yeah. If I'm in the right lane, right?
Yeah.
And I'm driving, and like you said, we in the right lane for a reason. Cars, if y'all listen, you in the left lane, it's nobody in front of you. You have all the left lane to go. Like, why is it a must that you come from behind a semi-truck on the left side, 2 miles behind the truck, you speed up and pass the truck just to jump immediately? Somebody doing it right now as I speak. I lie to you not. I lie to you not.
I believe it.
No, because it always happens. That's why I'm saying it, because it always happens. Why do you do that? You have all the left lane to go. Do you not understand that the semi-truck cannot stop like you can? So let's just say, case in point, you're coming down the left lane, right? You're passing the semi-truck. You jump immediately in front of the semi-truck, and then a car or a deer dots out in front of you. What your first thing you're going to do is slam on brakes. We can't slam on brakes, so you gone. You gone exactly with the deer and everything else in front of you. You gone. So stop jumping in front of semi-trucks. Just wait till you at least, I would say about 200 yards in front of the semi-truck if you need to get over into the right lane. If your exit is coming up, just get behind the semi-truck. Because your exit is, why else try to speed up to get in front of a semi truck just to dart over to the to make the to take the off ramp? It doesn't make sense. So we saying that for the safety reasons. It's not even about us. Like, I'm just saying we see stuff out here that I keep noticing, and I'm pretty sure any trucker will vouch for what we're saying. Y'all, it's like the cars, and sometimes these trucks too. Sometimes these trucks too, our fellow truckers, but more than likely, people with their CDL, they went through it more than likely. You know, they cracking down on you non-domicile people, but more than likely, most truckers have went through a CDL program or they've been driving for a while and they got some type of experience. So I give truckers grace unless, you know, it's completely some asshole shit they doing.
They are.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. But even then, sometimes I get it and I understand because a lot of us, you know, even though we're not supposed to be driving, but you know, at that point, some of us are tired. We're just trying to get to where we get to. So I get it sometimes. You know, I give grace. But these car people, most of the time, y'all commutes only 15, 20 minutes. So most of the time, people in cars aren't tired. You know what I mean? You aren't tired driving. But to jump in front of these semi trucks, y'all got to stop doing that. You know what I mean? Stop. This it's for your own good. Trust me. But anyway, on to the next thing. We got
hold on. Look, drop this information. That's very important. You said at least 200 yards. That's a very poignant point. 200 yards. A football field is 100 yards.
Right.
We need 2 football fields, people. We need 2 football fields to come to a complete stop. If we slam on brakes, you can cancel Christmas for a lot of folks. Not just us, but a lot of folks. You can cancel Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and people's lives.
And you know what?
What's gonna happen?
And you know what? Speaking of which, let's switch lanes. And I just want to ask you, because I know, man, you be talking about this before, and this is something that I've noticed. When you said cancel Christmas, right?
Yeah.
It just took my mind there. What I've noticed over the last couple years, now I'm not big on holidays, never been really, you know. Thanksgiving never really been, and I was able to see my kids on Thanksgiving, thank God. Which was what was crazy was I was just asking them earlier that day to simply send me a picture because I'm out on the road. I was like, man, look, when y'all get together, just send me a picture. I want to see y'all together because my son is in college, and you know my daughter, you know, she works and whatnot. So I was like, when y'all get together, I want to see y'all together. Send me a picture. They said, okay, cool. You know, when we get together, my daughter went to go run some errands. She said she'd get back, she'll take the picture. So I ended up getting a load actually going through Maryland, and I was actually able to physically see them. They met up with me, so that was just a blessing from God. But I say that to say this. You know, we on the road, we talk to many people, and what I've noticed is holidays simply aren't the same. Now, I've never been big on them myself, but no one seems to be like really doing Thanksgiving like they used to, Christmas like they used to, and I just think it's been somewhat an awakening, if you will. Now, I've always kind of known the history of these things, and that's why I don't really do them too much. But to you, have you seen that as well? And I guess our audience as well, y'all can leave a comments. Are people celebrating these holidays the same? And you know what's crazy? Now, again, I know the history of a lot of these things. I'm not even going to do no deep dive into it right now. But it seems as if Halloween is going strong. Thanksgiving, it's like Halloween and Valentine's Day is going strong because women they want shit like y'all just want shit.
Do.
But
they do.
But anyway, go ahead. What do you think,
man? I agree with you. A lot of it has fallen by the wayside. You know what my family has seemed to do because there's a lot of children in my family. They celebrate Christmas for the children. Nobody celebrates Christmas for the camouflaged reason that was given to us as children, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because nobody can tell me for sure what day Jesus was born on, okay? So I don't celebrate it for that purpose. Christmas just happened to have been my mother's favorite my mother's favorite holiday. The glitz, the glamour, all that kind of stuff. She loved it, right? And the fact that it brought the family together. And she used to reminisce on when we were small and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I still celebrate Christmas. A lot of people don't, though. You know,
Right, right.
the whole day of giving thanks thing, is a lot of people stop celebrating that because of what actually happened during, when you talked about the history that we all know it, a lot of trauma took place during that time of year, man. So that's why a lot of people don't celebrate it. And it is a woke culture now.
Yeah.
And I kind of dislike it because it kind of, people kind of go too far to the left, too far to the right sometimes, as
Right.
opposed to finding other ways to deal with it. My thing is do an Indigenous Peoples Day, man. Celebrate that,
Right.
Don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak.
Now, and I would say traditionally, I say with most black households, that's more, to be honest, that's more of the family reunion than anything. People do, still do family reunions during the summertime. We still do those, and that's usually when everyone's from different parts of, people from down south get up with the cousins, stuff from up north, and vice versa. Those were the family reunions kind of happen like that. But a lot of times those family reunions happen during Thanksgiving. Oftentimes. So to me, Thanksgiving that's always been my favorite quote unquote holiday, for the simple fact that people are getting together and we are breaking bread, so to speak, having a nice meal, and who don't love eating good food, so those are the reasons why I would celebrate it.
Yeah, let me be honest, man. To be honest with you, I spoke to my family on Thanksgiving and I loved it, man. I got to speak to my grandson, my daughter, my brother, my nephews, even my great grandson, my oldest great grandson, and it was beautiful. But just listening to you, man, and your family, man, that helped me a lot because I was, you was home, you weren't on home time, you was in between loads.
Yeah.
I was out in Illinois, man. Illinois picking up a load, and it was kind of lonely. I ain't gonna lie to you,
Yeah.
And so, and you talk about pictures, man. I have not received the first picture yet. I ain't throwing my family under the bus, but when people doing their thing, man, they forget. They get forgetful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but they don't realize, man, how when we out here, I'm in this truck by myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm a sociable loner. I can thrive by myself. I have no problem with that. However, it's nice to know people think about you.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you know what I mean? So if you go,
I know this one. I know, and I already know it pissed you off. But when my daughter came, man, she bought me a big ass bowl of macaroni and cheese. She bought me.
you got to do that, right?
A big ass bowl of turkey.
I want to hear that shit.
That was fried. I think it had like a little smokiness to it. Like, I don't know, they must have smoked it, then they deep fried it, then they fried chicken.
I mean, they do to me. That's why I cuss so goddamn.
Cabbage. Oh, the cabbage was, oh my God, cabbage and potato. Then they collard greens. Then I had some oxtails and some other fuck. Nah, I had no oxtails. But I did have rice and gravy, and I had all the trim.
Now y'all know why I cuss so goddamn much. Cause this motherfucker, he be fucking with me. This motherfucker.
I said, Dad, what you over there having Thanksgiving? He said, a ham sandwich. Motherfucker.
Food, goddamn it.
Nah, but I'm just fucking with Dale, man. But nah, that was that. But again, like, look out for your folks out here on the road, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Even if it ain't no more than a hey, how you doing? Talk to them for a couple minutes, man. Yeah. It's a misnomer that truckers can't communicate. No, we do not like text.
Well, I mean, we can't.
Gotta text how we act.
Yeah, most times
we can't drive.
Yeah. So we drive. So
just call. If I can't talk to you, then at least I know to call you back. At the very least. But 9 times out of 10, I'll be able to answer the phone. If I'm on another call or something, I can just say, hey, hold on. Bam. Oh, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That goes a long way, man. Because at the end of the day, people, please remember this shit. And I admit, I was one that took it for granted before I started driving. There's nothing you own. Nothing you own. Nothing that you eat. Nothing that you wear. Nothing that you sit on that wasn't brought to you by a truck. That fucking house that you live in, those bricks was brought to the construction site by a truck. If you ordered something from overseas, everything. If you ordered something from overseas, yes, they put it on a ship or they put it in a plane, and guess what? When it got to the airport or to the docks, it had to get on a truck. Yep. So there's nothing in America that does not move by truck. So look out for your truckers, man. Yeah. When I see truckers, a lot of times I find myself saying, hey, man, thank you for your service, man. Because we sacrifice ourselves going out here on this road, man, putting our lives in danger.
Oh, no, for sure. And that's one thing that I've definitely noticed, too. And you know how things are when you are into something. Now, all of a sudden, it's showing up on social media. So now all I see is a bunch of trucking videos, and I guess they have a thing with showing like all these trucking accidents and stuff like that. So stuff like that happens more often than not, and you know, we see it. So
yeah, and it's not always the driver's fault. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. You know, especially this time of year, you hit that black ice, it's curtains because they have not made a tire. Now, if you know of one, drop it in the comment section. But I am 66 years motherfucking old.
You know, it's some smart.
I ain't heard of a motherfucking tire. Yeah, I ain't heard of a motherfucking tire yet that can ride on motherfucking ice and maintain its goddamn traction.
Right.
So, listen, y'all. All the shit you worry about when you're driving your car in bad weather, and you really ain't got no whole lot of place to go that's urgent. Truckers got to get certain places because people got to eat. Blek and I, we work in the reefer division. We run reefer. That means we take food. And if we don't go, guess what? Somebody don't fucking eat. Stores, when you go see the stores run out of food during the wintertime because of a blizzard or whatever case may be, that's because truckers can't get there because of the snows or whatever. Yep. That's the kind of sacrifices we make, y'all. I had to stay when I spent that 50 hours at the restaurant, I was in my truck. Ain't what no damn hotel I was in.
Right.
Blek called me almost damn near every hour checking on me. Dog, you all right? You know what I mean? That goes a long way, man. So just understand that when you see a trucker, man, tell him thank him for his service, man. Thank him or her for their service.
Yeah. And there's a lot of hers like, oh, that's crazy too. Because I did not know or notice that until I started trucking. But man, shout out to the women truckers out here. Oh, man, they out here handling it like champs, and I'll be like, damn.
I want to shout out Slime Pack, man. I want to shout out Slime Pack, man, and a few others. I'm gonna write their names down, their handles down, man, so I can shout them out when we do these podcasts, man. And in fact, I'm gonna hit Slime Pack up, man, see if we can get her on an episode, man, and get a female's perspective from driving.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, shout out.
Lady out here handling their business. Yeah, man, they be, and I see them, man. Look, I'm not ashamed to fucking admit it. That spot when we was in Horse Cave, Kentucky. Yeah, I know it sounds strange, but that's the name of the fucking town. What can I say? I didn't name it. Anyway, we was in Horse Cave, Kentucky at a Love's. Same one we just was at, Blek. And the first time I went there, I was having trouble parking. Because I was new. I was brand new. It might have been my fourth load. A female trucker pulled up beside me. She said, "You need some help?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She got out and started directing me, man. She didn't have to do that. But she did it. And when she did it, she said, "You know, you're not really that bad. You know, a couple mistakes here. Do it this way. Next time, do it that way." And she said, you know, she gave me some words of encouragement, man. I asked her, I said, "How long you been driving?" She said, "About 2 years now." She said, a lot of experienced truckers, they rough on new drivers, man, on rookies for no reason at all. She said, "But when I saw you was struggling a little bit, I said, let me help that dude."
Right.
And it ain't always about, somebody trying to holler or nothing like that, man. I ain't trying to holler at none of them. They ain't trying to holler at me. So, it's all about, helping one another, man. And God forbid, if I see a female truck out here and somebody going at them like hard or something like that, I got their back. Fuck it.
And you know another
Put
thing
that out.
I could say this to man, sometimes truckers get a bad rap too, as far as like having attitude and stuff like that. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I've met some great people out here that has also helped me, or just we just spark up conversation, and yeah, it's like I guess it's that thing where we have that commonality in trucking. So yeah, so shout out to all the truckers, but shout out to the women truckers out here. Y'all doing y'all thing. So yeah, let's get on to the next thing, man.
Yeah,
We always we talk about music, we talk about movies, because we want this to be a trucking podcast, but we also have like different interests, and we just like talking shit a lot of times. You know what I mean?
I don't like talking shit. Fuck that.
Now that's bullshit. That's bullshit. But matter of fact, let's give the listener, because we are from DC, and our hometown music is go-go music, and so DL, he has an interesting take on how go-go started, and or where it started from. And so I think it's a great opportunity to say that, because if I'm not mistaken, I remember you was telling me someone had made a post about go-go, and I think you commented on it, and give the whole spiel about that.
Man, I was going through my reels. I like watching them reels, man. And I noticed this guy was on TikTok, and he was talking about how the first go-go was on the boat cruise going down the Potomac. That's exactly the way he said it. So I'm old school. He says he's in my generation. So the boat he's talking about was called the Wilson Line, right? It used to do the Potomac from Haynes Point area up to Marshall Hall, which was an amusement park back in the 60s and early 70s. And then from there up to Mount Vernon, where George Washington was from, his home. Anyway, not where he's from, but his home while he was president and doing his thing here. Anyway, he said that the first go-go was on that boat. I had to call him on it, man. I said, bullshit. Because I believe I was at the first go-go. All right. And that was at Anacostia Park, right in front of the damn swimming pool. No, let me tell you motherfuckers right now, it was not no goddamn summer in the parks. All right? Yeah, we had summer in the parks back then, but this was not a summer in the park. We used to have festivals, man, and that's what the fuck this was. Chuck Brown, I forgot who opened for him. I think it was EU. It was called Experience Unlimited. Back then, it was Experience Unlimited, Rare Essence, and I think it was a band called Leadhead, or it might have been the Aggressions. Anyway, that's another show. We could talk about DC bands before the emergence of go-go. But Chuck Brown, what happened when Chuck was playing, somebody kicked out the plug. The plug used to go into this outlet right there by the telephone poles. Somebody kicked it out, and the drummer kept drumming, and Chuck said, keep that going. Conga player, I think it was Mighty Mo. I think it was Mighty Mo. It might have been before Mighty Mo's time, but anyway, the congas kept going. Chuck used to belong to a group called the Lost Latinos, so he was heavy in the percussions NT way, right? That's not what made it go-go though. It's not just the beat. What makes it go-go is that the music goes on and on and on. So he goes from one song to the next, from the next, and that's called go-go, because it just keeps going and going and going, right? So then Chuck added the call and response. That's what made it the first fucking go-go. Let's get that right. Chuck had a motherfucking close to a photographic memory. It wasn't exact, but it was close to it. I used to work for Chuck, that's why I know. Anyway, different girls and different guys would holler at Chuck before the show, because he would always walk around the audience and whatnot, and then he'll tell them their name, they'd tell him his name. He would actually introduce himself to people. And then he would call them out during the show, right? And that's where that whole thing came from. And that was go-go, man. It was the call and response, just like they do in church. When the preacher says something, the audience would say something back to the preacher, man. The congregation would say something back to the preacher, and it's call and response. So those components made it go-go. Anybody want to argue that? Put that shit downstairs in the comments.
Yeah, because you already know people gonna have their opinions on it. Yeah, I know some people are either going to second what you're saying or they gonna refute what you're saying. But however, leave it downstairs in the comments. Now, of course, that shit is before my time, but I definitely now the first time I can remember anything from go-go, I remember this when I was living on Lincoln Road in Northeast, and this had to be like shit. I was a child, like like I was probably like 5, 4, something like that. So this had to be like 85, some shit like that. And I remember just hearing this sound coming from outside my window.
Yeah.
And never heard it. It was just loud. So man, my older brother, he told me, we was out. He first put his head out the window, and he was talking to the kids that was outside, and we went out back, and they was like, "Do you have any like y'all ain't got no buckets or something?" They was asking for something, but they already had buckets. Yeah, they already had buckets. They already had some buckets, but they was I guess my brother was talking to him, and we went outside, and it was some underneath the house, some old paint buckets, and my brother started, playing with them. Yeah, and I just remember like, what is that? And after that, that's when it was like my brother would start to get really into, to go-go music, which I didn't even know what it was at that point in time. I was too damn young, but that's my first time even hearing it. Like hearing it.
And you said that. That's very interesting. Very interesting. You said that. This used to be a clothing store, and it's still on topic. There used to be a clothing store in D.C. that all the hustlers, everybody that was anybody used to shop at, called Cavaliers, right?
Oh, Cavaliers. I heard of that. That was before my time though, but
yeah,
I definitely heard of it.
Cavaliers had a commercial, right? And in the commercial, they featured a group called, check this out, Junkyard Band. And the Junkyard Band in its infancy, that's how powerful go-go and shit is. In its infancy, back in the early 80s, now I think it was around 80, 81, 82, somewhere around in there. Junkyard was playing on 5-gallon paint buckets.
That's why they called them Junkyard.
That's why they called junk. That's why they was called junk.
And look, I always thought about that. Like, was the kids that we heard was that Junkyard Band at the time, or was it just some other kids that
Junkyard came from all over the city. Now I'm gonna tell you something. One of the founders of Junkyard, God rest his soul, and you might have heard of him from another walk of life, right? His name was Shorty Pop.
Oh yeah, Shorty Pop was he was ruthless.
Shit. He used to run with a member of my family's cousin, Wayne Perry. And Shorty Pop helped start Junkyard. A lot of people don't know that. And so
this and now look, this is back when, if I'm not mistaken, this is when Junkyard Band was signed to Def Jam. And a lot of people don't know that either.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but this is actually just before
Def Jam Records, the one we
signed them, just before Def Jam signed them.
Okay.
Def Jam became aware of them. Russell Simmons became aware of them because of the Russell Simmons became aware of them because of the commercial at Cavaliers.
Gotcha.
That they was doing. That's when he was like, damn, who the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that, a lot of people don't understand the goddamn impact of go-go on all fucking music. Go-go is DC brand of funk. If you really want to know, that's what go-go is that DC brand of funk, just like Chuck Brown said, right? And it's the backbone of everything. It's the groove, the pocket. I get so sick of people saying, man, what the fuck is the pocket? Hey, y'all, everybody from DC talking about keep it in the pocket. What's the pocket? It's that groove that make you move. That's what the pocket is. It's that space between the boom, cymbal, kick, boom, cymbal, kick. Don't get me started, boy.
Nah, listen. Now here's my thing. I don't got a bone to pick with go-go, but I always say this. Because I think go-go is probably one of the, it maintained its root. It always was probably the most authentic form of music to me, because you actually have to play the music, right? But the one thing that I always say, if go-go just did this one thing, because go-go, it's like cover bands, like they cover music, so they will play something that is popular, and that's cool. Do that. But I think the one thing that would have really took go-go global, and it still has the opportunity to do so, is make original music. I think Chuck figured that out. Of course, Chuck figured it out.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me finish my point.
Go ahead and finish your point. I'm gonna have to bash your ass though.
No.
Okay.
Because the reason why I'm saying this is because all go-go bands cover other music. They cover other songs that's hot. My point in saying that is Chuck made original music. That's why, he is who he is. Rare Essence, they did original music. But all of them covered music. I'm saying it to say, if other bands did, I'm saying that should have been their thing, to push. Everybody should have had a song that they say, this is our song. No, we created this song and it's out from this band. We created this song and it's out from this band. I'm saying that to say that would have been a thing that would have definitely to put, because the pushback on go-go is always, were they doing other people's music? Well, yeah, because it's a cover. They cover music, but that's the thing I think that held it back from really exploding. Now we know it's big, because you can't go nowhere in the United States, really, at this point in time in the world, where they don't know what go-go music is. Even in Japan, I seen a go-go band. But go ahead.
So that's why history is so fucking important. And I'm not talking about you, Blek, because you be knowing your shit. Don't get me wrong about what I'm getting ready to say, because you have a point. However, Chuck didn't figure it out. Chuck was doing, all DC bands was doing top 40 before the emergence of go-go. All of them was doing top 40. Top 40, for those of you might not know, is the top 40 songs played on the radio, right? So everybody was doing them. And what happened is, you had DC bands, and you had singing groups in DC that was doing original shit. But for some reason, DC is hated upon. You had bands like the Montclairs. You had groups like motherfucking Dynamic Superiors, right? A band called Osiris. You had those kind of bands, man. They wasn't doing go-go. They was doing original shit, but they got frowned upon. Why? Because music ain't supposed to come from DC. Marvin Gaye was from DC, but he had to leave DC to get famous. No, the fuck he didn't. He was discovered in a club in DC by Bo Diddley. All right? So that's why I say history is a very important goddamn thing. Keep in mind, when Chuck Brown did the very first go-go song to go nationwide, right? It was called Bustin' Loose, right? Bustin' Loose went nationwide largely because it was promoted. Max Kidd, who was the promoter at the time, started hooking up with big name people in California, Hollywood people in California. And that's how go-go got its first nationwide hit out there. And then it lay dormant again until Spike Lee wanted
Oh yeah,
to do
yeah.
the song. And guess what? It's a misnomer. EU did not write Doing the Butt. That was done by a bass player, one of the baddest bass players to ever pick up a bass, one of them, because there's a lot of them. His name is Marcus Miller. And he produced Doing the Butt. Spike Lee asked him to. And he said, I want that go-go flavor.
And you know what's crazy that you say that? It just put me in another space of my man. During that time, right? I look back and I say, damn, and I know you remember, but during that time, that's around when School Days came out, and like I said, During the Butt was like the song for School Days. EU, but I remember during that time, like this is when Go-Go was really kind of making a huge splash.
A mark, yeah.
They was making a mark because I remember, like, if I'm not mistaken, like Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play, like I was again child, but I remember this shit like them having some Go-Go flavor. Yeah, they was picking it up. Like, you know what I mean?
What Salt and Pepper did was, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. People don't give Salt and Pepper that credit. Oh, look, let me tell you something, man. Salt and Pepper. I know everybody that listen to us, I probably know who Salt and Pepper is, man. But Salt and Pepper was one of the hottest rap bands to ever hit the fucking stage. Let's just be real with it.
I mean, to be honest, they the ones who really, really put female rap on the map. Like, they the ones who really, really did it. I mean, you had
them along with Roxanne.
Yeah, MC Light. But I'm talking about who made. Put it this way, they made, because Salt and Pepper bought, even though they wasn't nowhere near what female rap is today, they still brought sex appeal to rap back then. They brought sex appeal for female rappers back then, and they wasn't, like I said, overly doing it. It was just that they was attractive. So that's all it really was.
And they had a beat, they had a groove. And when they came to DC and got with EU, it was ball game. You hear me? It was ball game, because that helped to put Go-Go back on the map. So Go-Go kind of went through 3 or 4 different phases. And then Chuck did it again when he got Jill Scott.
He
got Jill Scott to do a joint. And Jill Scott was with the Roots, who was already playing Go-Go in Philadelphia.
Damn.
Right? So, and Philadelphia is known for house music, but they was funky too. They had their funk.
Oh,
too.
for sure.
Oh shit. And New York fought against Go-Go. They fought against.
But you know what's crazy?
Because they was getting that damn hip hop off the ground.
Of course.
So,
but those who know Go-Go, and we have so many rappers who have performed with Go-Go bands, from Snoop Dogg. He loves Go-Go. He loves Chuck Brown, LL Cool J, and we can't forget who really, man. Shout out to Scarface, because he loves. But you know what? You know why though? Because Scarface plays instruments. He plays instruments. So
he's a musician.
So hey, man, shout out to all the ones. Shout out to Go-Go. Shout out to DC. Shout out to all the hip hop community that has embraced Go-Go. And so any last words, DL?
Yeah, let me shout out this sister, man, real quick. Sandra Truesdale, she was really like the queen of legendary musicians from DC, man. She passed not too long ago. Another brother, 6, passed not too long ago. These people are the ones who laid the groundwork for Go-Go and everything else musically that came out of DC. DC is a hot spot for music, man. So I'm glad you brought that issue up, Blake.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. We're gonna always dive back into our histories, from music to where we're from. So this is what our podcast is about, man. It's about trucking, it's about music, it's about culture, it's about society. So we're gonna get into everything here. So just understand that y'all getting into it's gonna be a wild ride, man. OTF Global, we out.
Deuces.